Greetings, dear viewer. I'm Quill QuickCard, and welcome back to Starcraft Cartooned. Protoss Campaign The Fall. The Zerg Overmind has succeeded in invading the Protoss homeworld of Ire, and has embedded itself into the crust of the planet. Now, as agents of the sinister Overmind spread chaos and destruction across the face of Ire, the stalwart Protoss defenders prepare themselves for the coming onslaught. First Strike. Oh, that's a beautiful image on that one. Ooh. I should see if I can track down the file for that specific image. That would be a good addition to my that would be a great addition to my wallpaper collection.
Unfortunately, he disregarded his orders and attempted to destroy the Zerg while sparing the Terrans from the flame.
Don't you hate it when you send out people to go on genocidal missions and they try to spare other innocent sentient life forms that just happen to be there? So inconvenient.
Is to strengthen our defenses. You must reinforce our outpost in Antioch and make certain that the province does not fall to the Zerg. Your old comrade, Praetor Phoenix, will meet you there and assist you in this endeavor.
Sounds like fun. Alright. So, here we've got our basic Zerg unit, or our basic Protoss units. We've got our Zealots. They've got Psyblades that deal 16 damage a hit. Every Zerg unit also has health and shields. Shields regenerate over time once they're depleted, and they regenerate faster than Zerg health, but health does not. So if a Protoss unit gets damaged enough, it can usually regenerate to somewhere in the area of about half health. I mean, it's a bit different depending on the unit. Some have more shields than health, some have more health than shields. But yeah, generally, given enough time, a Protoss unit can regenerate to about half of its full health. And these are my Dragoons. They deal 20 damage a hit, which is pretty dang tough. Remember, Hydralisks only did 10, and the Goliaths only did 12. So, and on top of that, they've got 100 health and 80 shields. So, Dragoons are like the big backbone of the Protoss army, and swarms of Dragoons can do a lot to help clear almost any level. But that comes at the price, and it's a bit of a weird price, because Dragoons are bigger and bulkier than other units. So, like, for example, if I'm trying to get them all up this ramp quickly, it actually becomes really difficult. And they tend to compete for space. So that right there is the downside of the Dragoon. But it's not that much of a downside. And if you know what you're doing, you can definitely work around that. So the main Protoss builder unit is these little probes. And when they build a building, unlike the Terrans who have to stay and work on it, and the Zerg who just turn into things. Yeah, I know. The probes can actually just start a building, warping in, and then leave. And it's very convenient. It means that they can very much spend almost all their time collecting resources. Their supply depot, or overlord equivalent, is these pylons. They provide 8 like usual. Protoss buildings also have shields. Generally, their shields is exactly equal to their health for all buildings. But this one, you can see this pylon is on fire. It's lost over half its health, but it has all of its shields. So that's the risk, is that if Protoss buildings get damaged, then they don't really get any stronger either. Protoss also have the most expensive single upgrade in the game, and those are plasma shields, since those affect ground units, air units, and buildings. So they go from 200 each, 300 each, and then 400 each. But as you can imagine, it's also an extremely good upgrade to have. Yes. Good. Keep working. This level is not too difficult. Really just need a few extra bodies, and then there's a Zerg base up here to take out. Nothing too crazy. Pylons also generate a little field around themselves, this little blue space. So, Protoss buildings, except for the assimilators and the Nexus, their command center and gas thing, they have to be powered by a pylon. So, if you build a building anywhere here, it'll be powered, it'll work. But if you took out this pylon, then this gateway here wouldn't be able to make units anymore. So, you have to be careful with how you place things. You definitely do not want a vulnerable pylon, which is powering like a bunch of really important structures. That's about the worst way you can do that. But it's not too bad, since generally the Protoss are strong enough to cover themselves. Especially against smaller groups. Pretty sure I told somebody to go build that. Alright, Cybernetics Core. This lets you build Dragoons from the gateway. It upgrades your air units. And it lets me increase the range on my Dragoons, which is a very good upgrade. Protoss units are also pretty expensive. Like, with the Zerg, you know, you paid 50 minerals and you got 2 Zerglings out of it. I have to use 100 minerals just for a Zealot, my most basic unit. And then 125 minerals and 50 gas for every Dragoon. Protoss units are no joke when it comes to cost. And they also use up more supply. The Zealot uses 2, the Dragoon uses 2. Yep, there we go. And then Phoenix is here somewhere. Where is he? Here's Phoenix. He's gonna be my hero for now. Let's see. Nah, I don't have any reliable way to intercept him. Phoenix is kind of ridiculous. He's got 240 health, 240 shields, and his blades deal 40 damage per hit. That is stupidly strong. It's just so ridiculous. Another important thing about Protoss is that, in general, the shields are taking less. The shields are not as good as their armor. Because even the most basic Zealot has like an armor value of 1. So their armor is usually stronger than the shields, but I usually prioritize shields over armor just because, you know, ideally the armor defenses is only going to last them one time until their armor is depleted. But if you upgrade their shields, then those shield upgrades are good for the entire life of the unit. because you can just pull back a damaged Dragoon, recharge their shields, which is something we'll get into, and then just send them back out, and they're as good as new. So you will often see me prioritize those plasma shields. Yes, excellent. We got a second gateway coming in, just so I can build up a few extra units. Hi, Phoenix. And I just realized I haven't really been showing off the what happens when you annoy any of the units. I promise that I will start doing that. And then when I get into the Brood War campaigns, I will do that for the Terran and the Zerg too. But if you keep clicking on a unit, they have different dialogue.
For the Empire, doomed to all who threaten the whole world. I long for combat.
So there you go. Generally, they're amusing, or at least interesting. So let's do the Dragoon.
Officers, awaiting instructions. Make use of me. Input command. Unauthorized transmission. Incorrect protocol. Drop your weapon. You have 15 seconds to comply. For upgrade complete.
Excellent. And then lastly, we'll listen to Phoenix.
I hunger for battle. What would you ask of me? Executor? What would you ask of me? I fear no enemy. For the Kala is my strength. I fear not death, for our strength is eternal. Executor,
there you go.
I hunger for battle.
Just an extra little thing. Alright, so now we have an entire second pack of Dragoons. You know what? I think we're going to be okay with an entire second pack of Dragoons. But just in case something goes wrong, we're going to have even more units ready to back us up after that. But, as I mentioned, the toughest part for these is getting them all up ramps. Which is why when you go in with Protoss, it's usually a really good idea to clear a little space on the ramps where they can climb up. But once they are all together, Dragoons just melt through anything. The amount of damage they can output is so ridiculous. It is so much higher than any other race. Go, go, go. No, I will not construct additional pylons. I am fine. Zerg eggs and larvae. I never really mentioned it, but Zerg eggs and larvae have just ridiculous armor. It takes so much to destroy them.
Although we two have marched across hundreds of worlds together, I never imagined that we would be fighting an ire. The Zerg are indeed worthy foes.
Worthy foes, huh? Straight from the mouth of Phoenix. Well then, the Protoss have begun, and they are going to fight for their world. And I will be leading them on the next one.